This Formula One car has a giant fan glued to the back. It never lost a single race. 7 cars were so clever, the sport had to make them illegal, ranked from sneaky to undefeated. Welcome to banned. Stopwatch starts now. Number 7. The car with 6 wheels. And no, that is not a drawing mistake. In 1982, Williams built a Formula One car with 4 driven wheels at the back. Small rear wheels meant less drag. 4 of them meant monster traction. In testing, it was seconds faster out of slow corners. Seconds. Their test driver said it was the best car he had ever driven. Rivals took one look at it and did the maths. And the maths said, we're all about to lose, badly. So before it could enter one single race, the rules changed. 4 wheels maximum, 2 driven. Effective immediately. The fastest Williams ever built went straight from the wind tunnel to a museum. 0 races, 0 defeats. Technically a perfect record. It sits in their factory today, still wearing 6 wheels, still illegal. Williams never even got to name it properly. Banned before its first lap. That is how scared everyone was. Imagine being outlawed at birth, but at least it existed in one piece. The next car came in 2. Number 6. The car that was secretly 2 cars. In 1981, the rules tried to slow cars down by banning their suction skirts. Lotus boss Colin Chapman read those rules very, very carefully. And he built a car with 2 separate chassis, one inside the other. The outer body pressed itself to the road like one giant wing. The inner chassis held the driver, floating comfortably inside. Completely legal, depending on which sentence of the rulebook you pointed at. The other teams pointed at the other sentence. Loudly. It got banned at one race, unbanned, then banned again. 3 countries, 3 arguments, 0 laps of actual racing. Chapman was so furious, he threatened to quit the sport entirely. The twin-chassis Lotus never officially raced a single lap. Today, engineers still argue it was completely legal. 2 chassis, 3 bans, 0 races. Genius has a price. And if hiding a whole chassis sounds sneaky, wait until you hear what BAR hid. Number 5. The car with a hidden second fuel tank. 2005. Cars had to weigh 600 kilos at all times, even after the race. Lighter car, faster car. Every team wanted to cheat that scale. Bar Honda found a way. A collapsible fuel tank tucked inside the real one. Race with the hidden fuel as ballast, burn it, run light, refill before the weigh-in. Their car was running up to 15 kilos underweight, mid-race. 15 kilos in Formula One is roughly half a second per lap. Free. Then at San Marino, the stewards drained the car completely and found it magically still held 11 litres it refused to give up. BAR claimed the fuel was, quote, essential for the engine. The FIA claimed BAR was, quote, cheating. Disqualified from the race. Banned for 2 more. Their championship fell apart before summer. The lesson: if your fuel tank has a secret compartment, it is not a fuel tank. It is a confession. But hiding fuel is amateur hour. The next team hid an entire brake pedal. Number 4. The car with a secret extra pedal. In 1997, McLaren's car had a mysterious third pedal hiding in the footwell. It braked just one rear wheel, whichever one the corner needed. That killed wheel spin and made the car corner like it was on rails, worth up to half a second a lap and completely invisible from outside. The drivers even learned left foot choreography to use it. McLaren called it, beautifully, just an extra brake. Then one photographer noticed something odd in his photos. One rear brake disc glowing cherry red, in the middle of a straight. So he poked his camera lens through a gap in the bodywork in the garage. Click. One perfect photo of the secret pedal. Front page. Ferrari protested it within days. Of course they did. Banned at the second race of 1998. One photo killed it. Engineers still call it the cleverest simple idea F1 ever banned. A pedal took down by paparazzi. Only in Formula One. But at least you could photograph it. The next banned device was invisible even in photos. Number 3. The magic weight hidden in the nose. 2005. Renault engineers bolted 9 kilos of tuned metal inside the nose cone. It bounced on springs, perfectly out of sync with the car's bounces. Result: the tyres stayed glued to the track over every bump and curb, worth 0.3 a lap. In a sport that pays millions per tenth. And it was just a weight. On springs. Beautifully dumb. Brilliantly smart. Renault won the championship with it in 2005. Halfway through 2006, leading again, the FIA suddenly had a thought. They declared the bouncing weight a movable, aerodynamic device. A weight. Inside the bodywork. Aerodynamic. Sure. Banned mid-season, while Renault led both championships. Renault lost 0.3 overnight and nearly lost the title with it. They still won it. Out of pure spite, possibly. To this day, nobody has really explained how a weight is a wing. That ban was suspicious. The next one was simply an execution. Number 2. The car that was banned for being the future. 1992. The Williams FW14B had a computer adjusting its suspension every few milliseconds. Active suspension. The car hovered at the perfect height through every single corner. It also had traction control and semi-automatic gears. In 1992, Nigel Mansell won the first 5 races of the season in it. He clinched the championship in August. Some qualifying days, he was 2 full seconds faster than everyone. Rivals described racing it as competing against a spaceship. So for 1994, the sport banned the lot. Active suspension, traction control, all of it. The official reason, costs, and keeping the driver in control. The actual reason, nobody could catch a Williams. 30 years later, your road car probably has the tech they banned. They did not ban a car. They banned an era. And still, none of these are the greatest banned machine of all time. That one has a fan on it. And it is undefeated forever. Number 1. The fan car. 1 race, 1 win. Retired, undefeated. 1978. Lotus had discovered ground effect and was floating away with the title. Brabham's designer, Gordon Murray, needed an answer. So he cheated gloriously. He bolted a giant fan to the back of the car. Officially, it cooled the engine. Officially. Unofficially, it hoovered the car onto the track like a vacuum cleaner. The harder the engine revved, the harder the car got sucked down. In corners it gripped like nothing that had ever existed. Drivers following it got sprayed with pebbles from the fan. Allegedly. At its first race in Sweden, Niki Lauda drove it to victory by half a minute. Lauda said it was the strangest car he ever drove. It just would not let go of the road. The paddock immediately lost its mind. Every team prepared a protest before the champagne was even dry. And here is the twist. The car was never actually ruled illegal. Brabham's boss, one Bernie Eccleston, quietly withdrew it himself. He was busy making friends in the paddock. Friends worth more than one fast car. So the fan car retired 1 race old. 100% win rate. Forever. No car in Formula 1 history will ever beat that record. Wait, sit down. 3 bonus machines. So clever, they got banned before you ever heard of them. No podiums here. These are the deep cuts even F1 nerds forget. Rapid fire. First, the Williams with no gears. At all. 1993. Williams is already the class of the field. So they build something ridiculous in secret. A continuously variable transmission. No gear changes. The engine just stays at peak power. Forever. Every rival wastes half a second a lap shifting gears. This car refuses to shift anything. Test day. At a quiet Welsh track called Pembrey, David Coulthard rolls out, and the noise is wrong. One constant, flat scream, like the car is broken. It is not broken. It is perfect. The data says seconds per lap. Not tenths. Seconds. For reference, teams spend 100 million chasing 1/10. Williams starts planning a race version. The FIA reads those plans. And in 1994, they pull the all-time move. They ban it before it ever starts a race. Debut cancelled. Funeral scheduled. Same day. It remains the fastest F1 car that never got to exist. And it got worse for Williams. That same winter, the FIA banned their active suspension too. And their traction control. And their ABS. Williams was so far ahead, the rulebook banned the future itself. Cost of being a genius. Everything. Next, the steering wheel that broke the internet. February 2020, pre-season testing. An onboard camera on Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes. On the straight, he pulls the entire steering wheel toward his chest. Like a rowing machine. The front wheels visibly change angle. Half the paddock thinks the footage is fake. It is real. Mercedes called it DAS. Dual axis steering. Push the wheel, normal steering. Pull the wheel. The front tires straighten out for less drag and better temperature. 2 steering systems in one car. The rules never said you could. They also never said you could not. Red Bull protests on day 1 of the season. The stewards deliberate. Verdict. Infuriatingly legal. Mercedes wins 13 of 17 races that year, obviously. So the FIA does what the FIA does. Banned for 2021, before a single rival managed to copy it. 1 season. Never beaten. Never copied. Deleted. Engineers still call it the cleanest loophole of the decade. The designer's crime, once again, reading the rules properly. F1's most dangerous skill is literacy. Last one. The car you drove with your knee. 2010. McLaren engineers cut a small, innocent hole inside the cockpit. When the driver covers that hole with his leg, air reroutes down a hidden duct. That air stalls the rear wing. Less downforce, less drag. Result, 6 extra miles per hour on every straight. From a hole. The rules ban movable aerodynamic devices. But nothing here moves, except the driver's leg. And legally speaking, a driver is not a car part. So McLaren's drivers spent 2010 steering at 200 miles per hour with one knee doing aerodynamics. Rivals copied it in panic. Ferrari's version used a hand instead. One hand on the wheel. At Monza. On purpose. Drivers quietly admitted it was terrifying. The FIA noticed. Banned for 2011, on safety grounds, which for once was fair. But the idea never died. The FIA later built it into the rules as DRS. The illegal hole became the sport's favourite overtaking button. So that is the bonus round. 3 more machines punished for arriving early. But the crown still belongs to the original 7. 7 machines. 6 wheels, 2 chassis, 3 pedals, 1 fan. All illegal. In Formula 1, the punishment for genius has always been the rulebook. The full stories of F1's cheats, flops, and cursed drivers are on the channel. Subscribe. The next banned machine is already loading, and I'll catch you in the next one.